What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, amazing people? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having a great start to the morning. Here is my screen. Let's go ahead and talk about the push on Tesla. So overall, just like we kind of expected, forward slash NQ. Just like I talked about in the Sunday stock talk, this is where it closed at on Friday, and then this is where it's been, trading during like pre-market hours, since Sunday during pre-market hours and stuff like that. So it makes sense. Overall market, again, this is a NASDAQ ETF. A NASDAQ future. It makes sense on why if this thing pushed up, the overall market in general should be up, right? So we have stocks like Tesla, right? Tesla literally pushed up like 1.8% based off of the close. And where it's at right now. So it's still pushing up. Again, it's just seeing the RSI, seeing the MACD. Actually, 285 is where I almost, if I'm not mistaken, on the 180-day chart, where I almost like wanted to sell it, right? But also my initial purchase price was supposed to be a little bit different. So it's really funny that it now hits that zone. I mean, that's okay. Again, 2% is what I, in general, like missed out on. But, that it's not necessarily even like worth it, especially when there's so many different odds playing against you. There's a lot more even like the ETF. So let's check out forward slash NG, right? It based off of where it closed at on Friday and where it's trading right now. I think that it's a little bit more on the overbought side. It's been doing a really good job trying to hold above this EMA line. It would almost make sense that because it's pushed up so much for the past like hour. That during pre-market hours it was selling off, caught a support, and began to push up, right? So now some of you guys might be asking, well, should we pay attention to UGAS or should we pay attention to DGAS? Right now it's still in favor of natural gas, so that means that UGAS should be still pushing up, right? So this is what we're seeing right now. UGAS is the one that's trending up, but because it's so overbought, it almost makes sense to kind of just like wait out and see if this thing does continue to make higher highs. Then of course that is in favor of natural gas and UGAS. But if this thing pulls back and begins to pull back, then we might want to pay attention to ticker symbol DGAS. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I feel like again, just keeping a very close eye on its direction is something that's super important. So wow, we got Tesla selling off quite a bit. There we go. Who wants to make 2%, right? So the more we wait for this thing to sell off, the more we can make. 1.27%. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI. The more we wait for this thing to sell off, the better, right? Because the more margin that we build for ourselves. So maybe I can set up like from close to this. That's about 0.8%. So good morning. How are you guys all feeling this morning? Do you guys feel good? I feel really tired. I don't know why, but I don't know if you guys can tell. My eyes are still kind of like swollen. Still feel a little bit tired, but I'm good. Amazing. Just got 5% on SEEL. Nice. We got Bank of America with a nice little push up. You guys see that? Nice. Don't be afraid to lock in profits. Just got off of work, feeling great, tired but good. Have to go work in about an hour. Okay, Michael. Good morning. So you're having a productive morning. I like it. I'm feeling good. Gonna speed. I like that. What's up, Rick? What's going on, Sander? Just finished my drill weekend. Tired eyes. See, okay, nice. 4% on AMD, BNFFT this weekend. What's that? I'm not too sure. Check NIO. Here we go, Disney. Okay, nice little push up almost 2% on the day. Again, just a little bit more on the overbought side, overextended, right? Not so much of a good deal. And watch out for the SMA line as a potential resistance. It's been trending up, but again, just looking at the RSI, just looking at the MACD, and where it potentially can get rejected, right, in comparison to the potential loss. Let's just make sure we take that into consideration. Nice. Let's see. Okay, /GC showing signs of really nice uptrend and then began to sell off after highs of like 1301. So we'll see if we either make, higher lows or if it actually begins to sell off. Yep, nice little push up for NIO. Again, if I'm not mistaken, this thing is still trending down. So it had its first, one of its almost first green days were above the EMA line. So like the MACD, look at the RSI. I would still treat it more as a day trade as of right now than a swing trade in general. So I'll just watch it very closely. Here we go. Tesla's still consolidating. Look, it's consolidating right around 283. Here we go. Are we going to break below it? Look at the MACD. MACD is still descending. So it almost makes sense on why it should continue to sell off. So, oh, there it goes. Can it break the support? It has a strong support at 283. Maybe we can get a 100. Just so you guys can see, I have no open positions, right? No open positions, so we're starting out fresh. Just so you guys can see, let's see, maybe we can go in for, so I'm going to go 282.20. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll put it there, and then we'll see if we get fill. And if it begins the uptrend, the margin's about 1%, so it's not huge, but might be a nice little day trade. We'll see. There it goes. It broke below 283. Here comes the sell-off. It should bounce around the SMA line. That's why you guys see my limit order right here. Let's see. I'm really excited to see what happens with natural gas. That's a nice little margin. Who wants natural gas to sell off? Jake, what's up, Ricky? I'm ready for the staycation. I'm ready. I'm announcing the winner today. I'm super excited, to see who wins, just because we're going to have, I think, a couple fun things planned. And if you don't win this one, trust me, it's not going to be the end of the world. I'm going to announce it. I'm going to talk about it later today. I might make a video about it. Another video about the next staycation and what activity I plan to have. There we go. Got filled at 282.20, which is around the general area of the SMA line. Do you guys mind if you excuse me for like 1 second? I need to blow my nose real quick. I do apologize. Is everyone automatically in the drawing? Yeah. If you're part of LPP and you enrolled, we have your email, we have your name. There's nothing special that you had to do. You didn't have to buy anything else. It's, if you enrolled at least by the 31st, that's all that mattered. DS for the boys. Nice. Are you going to pick randomly? That is correct. Yep, random pick selector. We use a software that picks someone randomly. Excuse me just for 1 second if that's okay. First time here from Rhode Island. What's going on, Chris? What's up? Why didn't you wait for confirmation? One of the things that I tried to do that I spoke about before is, 100 shares is, when it comes down to trading Tesla, about, one third of what I normally trade with, or about half. So I usually just try to get in for a decent price the first time. And then I will either average up after it confirms, an uptrend, or cut losses if it continues to downtrend. But yeah, I've done that multiple times when it comes down to like trading natural gas. My position size is just a little bit different. So when it comes down to like trading natural gas, one thing that I'll do is, the prices are definitely different, but I'll buy like 100 shares or maybe 150 shares. You guys or DS depending on what it is. I'll buy about like $10,000 worth of it, and then I will add more to my position size and then add more. But again, Tesla is a larger cap stock. It doesn't move as much, so I felt more comfortable. My initial position size being a little bit more, and I trade a little bit more with Tesla. Yeah, sorry about that, Ernesto. I explain it all the time, and I totally forget that we have new members and stuff like that. So, hey guys, is signing up for an offshore broker a good idea? You just have to understand that, you know, there's a series of like regulations that they don't go through due to them being offshore. So you just have to be aware of that. So something has to be up with that. Why is my level 2 not on? So just make sure that you're aware of what you're signing up for, and that don't rush the process. If it takes time for you to learn how to trade and you have to paper trade, don't be so focused about just overcoming the PDT rule or anything like that. Oh, what's going on, Alex? BNFT. Yeah, of course. I'll love to break it down for you. Sorry about that. I don't know how many times you sent that. Okay. Tesla broke below. Yeah. Okay. Nice. So Tesla's now below 282. Here we go. So BNFT. Yeah, we've talked about this one before, right? I have my alert right here. If it breaks above 550, that's right around the SMA line. It's been uptrending. Look at the RSI. Look at the MACD. It can 100%, right, continue to uptrend, and look at previous patterns on how it did that. My biggest thing is, this thing does and has made higher highs, but when it does that, it's usually above the SMA line. So that's one thing that when we broke this one down, that we were trying to like wait for, right? It did a lot of consolidation. It made sense when it broke above 47.50. Why it might have been something of value, right? But then the resistance showed on the SMA line. Lock in profits, then wait for the overall confirmation. And if it continues to make higher highs, I would day trade it for the first couple of days. But if it continues to show signs of it being a healthy swing trade, then maybe that's something that you can reconsider after the point, right? But yeah, thank you again for asking for me to break that down. I hope it made sense. Okay, sweet. Well, happy to have you here, man. No. So TD Ameritrade, and again, this is something that like you guys will experience if you guys have TD Ameritrade as well. Sometimes my alerts on the platform don't make noises. Um, like my alerts don't make noises. That's why I have my phone right next to me. Sometimes when I get filled, it doesn't make noise. This is an issue that not only like my account has, but so many other people, and you guys can feel free to ask. Yeah, so we have people there sharing. Yeah, it's unfortunate and it sucks honestly, and I've missed out on a series of like reversals and stop losses where I should have cut losses because my alerts were I'm so prone to, and this is why it's such a luxury, right, to have these like noises and these alerts and stuff like that. So I'm just now when I trade, I try to just, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but now I try to finish my trading within the first like 1 hour to 3 hours of the day. After that, I'll just literally cut myself off and just be like, okay, I need to catch up on the rest of my work, and that is it. So I have found it to be so much more effective and efficient when I'm just solely focused on trading and I ignore everything else. Because sometimes when I'm trying to manage Discord messages, and sometimes when I'm trying to manage making another video, or eating at the same time, or just just doing a different thing, trying to multitask, it's hard enough already to trade, right? And when you add a bunch of whole other responsibilities and distractions, then I'm sure that you guys can agree that it just makes it a little bit more difficult to understand and make sense of what it is that you're actually doing. I thought that I was the only one with alerts. No. Ricky, are you in any NG positions? I am not. No, the only position that I'm in is with 100 shares on Tesla at an average purchase price of 282. So you guys should be able to see that right here. Yeah, I'm sure that they don't want to get rid of those alerts, right? Let's check it out, /NG. Here we go. So right now, watching out for this, maybe making lower lows. Ooh, you see this? But look, this is what I don't like about it. The MACD is already almost fully sold off, and so is the RSI based off where it normally sells off, so it could almost catch a support here and then continue to uptrend. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? The MACD can begin to really make sense of a reversal here, and it's just really annoying, but it happens. So I would love, how many of you guys are waiting for natural gas to sell off? That would be amazing. Why does SQs take so long to load? Come on, dude. Here we go. It's beginning to slowly begin to push up. Still below the EMA line, so let's wait. Make sure we wait for that. Finishing up the course this weekend and paper trading, already seeing improvement on how I'm handling the market. Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate that, Anthony. Of course. I think the biggest thing is that I want to make sure you guys know is like after you finish the course, there's so many things that you're going to begin to like practice and implement and see and try to make sense of adding more to your position size, entry points, understanding when to sell. Sometimes selling too early, sometimes selling too late, and there's just going to be a lot of like practicing and refining. And I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that it's going to take time, and that your account size should accommodate what it is, and that's someone that's getting started. There's nothing wrong with that. I would just hate for you guys to after you finish the course, or maybe you have a green month that you think you have it all figured out. It takes time, and there's no reason to speed up the process. So as long as you're aware of that, and as long as you're excited to continue to learn more, I think that's something that you should definitely look forward to, as you have nothing but time, and your account size today is not what it can be years down the road. But the only way that you're going to get there is if you don't discourage yourself. So let's just make sure that every action that you take is something that's calculated and that makes sense, and that is an effort and response to where you want to get to. No. When do you see me hold? And again, I'm not trying to say that I'm correct in comparison to other people, but Ricky, it says Ricky, a lot of people say in Discord, oh, I'm buying you guys and gonna hold it for a week until it's at until 3. When do you guys see me swing trade, especially right now, right? Swing trade these series of ETFs. I want to ask you, being honest, right? When do you guys see me do that? It's I day trade them, right? And it's also because yes, I like to focus on direction within the day, but I understand that looking at /NG, right? Not even /NG, but you guys, we can look at this and the 20-day 1 hour chart. It's been selling off, right, continuously. So why would I want to hold something like this, right? Or even with ticker symbol DGAS. Right now it's been pushing out, but if we look at the big picture and we can look at 180-day analysis, it's still been downtrending, from big picture of overall where it's at. So I understand yes, for sometimes you can't buy it for a really good deal and hold it and stuff like that, but you could also take it day by day. Or if you're really comfortable with your swing trade, then that's something that you can do, but it doesn't mean you have to hold it for a week. You sell it when it makes sense, and it's not, it could be 1 day, it could be 1 month. But it's whenever it is that, there's certain indication that you should sell, then you should probably sell. The biggest thing that I want you to avoid is trading based off of hope and desire, and, hoping that it just continues to go your way. Because that's just not how it works, in this market. So just be aware of the decay that a series of these, ETFs have. And as long as you're aware of that, and that, sometimes they're not the best thing to hold for a very long period of time, as long as you're aware of that, then great. Just understand the different factors and stuff like that. So Tesla pushed up nicely. So 157, not bad. I just added an additional 150 shares, and I'm going to stay there. I'm not going to try to add more or anything like that. 150 shares is more than enough. So based off previous patterns, I'm just going to have my limit order up here. It doesn't mean that I'm going to sell there. So I'm going to go here, right? I clicked, and in the course, I explain it on how to access your hotkeys on your keyboard. So I don't press anything here. I press Alt, sell, and then I'll go here with 100%, right, of my position. I'll go here to limit order. As I want to sell at an exact price, and I'll put 28553. Doesn't mean that I actually have to sell there, but I'll just put my limit order there. And the really cool thing about this is I can click, drag, and drop if I ultimately need to sell at a certain area. So that makes it a lot easier for me to, oh shoot, it's pulling back, sell it, right, and stuff like that. Jamel says, "Hey Ricky, what is a better position to get in after a sell-off when it breaks above the?" So I think confirmation is everything. So even when it begins to sell off, especially if you're still like maybe testing this, you want to feel comfortable throughout the entire process. And we've talked about it where like the more it sells off, the better, right? Because the margin of profit that it builds for yourself. Hopefully, you're trading something that the overall direction is trending up and in your favor, and not downtrending, which plays adds a whole other layer of risk. So as long as you wait for the sell off, you see some consolidation, maybe that's where you take your first position, and then as it begins to uptrend, then you can take your second position and then your third one, and then when it becomes overbought and there's indicators identifying that it's overbought and overextended, or it's at previous resistance levels, then you can see it consolidating. Then that's when you just sell. I also want you guys to know that by you buying, and buying, that doesn't count as 3-day trades. It's buying, buying. Those are just buys. And if you sell it once, then that's 1-day trade. And you can feel free to reach out to a broker, whatever brokerage it is that you are using, and confirm that and ask them just so you feel comfortable. But yeah, I would just make sure that you test out these different ways of like how you would feel as something begins to uptrend. So there you go. Natural gas actually began to make higher highs, so just like we expected with the MACD, right? So it sold off, found a support, and the MACD began to reverse, and there it goes. It's still making higher highs. So I can try to trade you guys, right? Because you guys are still uptrending, but it's so overbought that maybe the margin of profit isn't worth the margin of loss. And I'll just have to I'm probably if when it comes down to trading something, especially so overbought, I'd be very focused on my stop loss and making sure that I keep that tight. Tesla with a nice little pullback. Let's see. All right, we have a couple people asking for some breakdowns. Again, if you guys want me to break down your stock, I just want to remind you that it has to be in the ticker call out format like this, like Samantha. So thank you again, Samantha. JBHT. Okay, so it looks like this has a little bit lower volume, right? The MACD looks decent. It's looking like it's beginning to uptrend. It's a little bit overbought on the day. So this is JB Hunt. 180-day chart. One thing that we can see here is that so Azul just broke above a resistance 29.77. So it peaked out, and then ultimately it was a downtrend. Recently pushed up, sold off, tried to push up, made higher lower highs, sold off again, and just trying to push up. Look at the MACD, look at the RSI. It's almost looking like a peak formation already, and it looks like it could almost begin to make those lower highs as well. So just be aware of that. It already looks overextended. If it continues to uptrend, then I would take it day by day. But swing trading something like this, just the overall direction just necessarily isn't in your favor. Let's see. Out. OUT. What does this mean? Please stay with Tesla. I don't understand what you mean by that. Do you want me to have it on my screen, or breaking it down, or holding it, or what do you mean by that? Out is extremely overbought, overextended. 1 second. Oh, bless me. Hooey. Yeah, this just isn't something that I would normally trade. The volume is also very low. Looks like it is uptrending. Looks like it tried to push up to 24, then pull back and stuff like that. So I don't know if you're expecting it to go up to 24 again, but looking at it at the 180-day chart, it's just not a good deal, right? It's definitely uptrending, but just not a good deal. Super overbought. So on that technical standpoint, it just wouldn't make too much sense. How can I fix my live stream? It's always so blurry. There should be a little wrench on the right-hand side if you're on desktop, or if you're on mobile, you can adjust it, but you can change the stream quality instead of 480p to 720 or to 1080 and stuff like that. But yeah. Every time it moves down, you click away. Well, I'm breaking down stocks for other people, right? So Tesla's not at the price point that I want to sell, so that's why I'm still holding it. But yeah. There we go. I have Tesla on my second screen as well, so I'm still keeping an eye on it. Why did you stop trading JNIG and JDST? Is it volume? I will still trade them. It was just direction. I didn't find it to be something that was that easy to see and stuff like that. Crack me up, well. But as of right now, yeah. So forward slash GC, a little bit on the overbought side. I'll still trade any of these ETFs. The reason that I stopped trading some of them is maybe I saw more value in something else, or I found something else to be a little bit more consistent. Maybe the margin of profit's a little bit less, but I think the consistency and how comfortable I feel trading something plays a huge role on how I perform. So here we go, huge push up. Tesla trying to find a support around this general area. We'll see what it does. Set a series of alerts, right? And again, as it pushed up, it got rejected around this general middle VWAP area. But if you look at the MACD and stuff like that, I thought it still had a lot more to go, and the RSI wasn't even extremely overbought. But I could have paid maybe a little bit more attention and stuff like that. So let's see. Yeah, uptrending. How many monitors can you have charts on? I don't think there's a limit. I mean, you can go here and you can have as many as these. So, I think you're fine. I think that'd be very overwhelming though, but nice little push up for the boys. Do FDA approvals come out on specific days? No, it's different for every approval. Okay. I did see someone ask me to break down like LABU and LABD, right? So LABU, selling off, right? So / CL, let's check this out. Yeah, pattern's not, so it's not pushing up. Yeah, okay, LABU. Come on, TD Ameritrade. There you go, Tesla just broke above. Okay, nice. Yeah, so this thing sold off, doing some consolidation here. Wow. I would wait for this thing to no longer be rejected by the EMA line and maybe wait for it to break above the middle VWAP. So we'll set our alert here. Tesla had a nice little push up right now. Pushed up to around the middle VWAP and then got rejected once again. So no. I mean, as long as you have access to real-time quotes, it doesn't cost anything different. Feel free to jump on a phone call with a TD Ameritrade rep, and then they can help you set that up. Ricky, what is your daily goal? 500 per day or so? Or 2% a day? I mean, if I can hit my weekly goal now of like 10 to 15%, I think that would be the overall growth goal. As I began to trade with a little bit more money, I became less focused on. I started hitting like the dollar goal a lot easier. Obviously, I was hitting it within 30 minutes and an hour. I mean, I almost kind of liked it, but my position sizes were a lot more, were a lot bigger. So I knew that if I were to take a loss, it would probably be bigger as well. But I don't know. I would say like now it's closer to like $750 to $1,000 a day. It's kind of what I'm getting very accustomed to. If you check out last week's trading, it was almost every single day was above $1,000, and I was hitting that pretty quickly. Even when I was doing my car rally on Thursday and Friday, it was still very easy for me to hit my $1,000 day and $1,500 day and stuff like that. So, but again, I've been doing this for such a long time that I try to like very slowly begin to like increase. Like I don't need. I'm so blessed, so thankful, but like $1,000 a day is like so much money, right? It's like am I gonna really try to aggressively make it or break it to make $1,500 a day? No, it's just like if I began to just hit that more consistently and feel more comfortable, then great. Are you still swing trading Tesla? No. Samantha, did you not watch yesterday's video? I'm offended. I'm offended, Samantha. I'm not responding to any more of your direct messages. Actually, I'm gonna close out the stream now just because you said that, Samantha. Oh my goodness. Alright guys. So now I think we should just remove Samantha from Learn Prime Profit, the Discord. Oh man. I'm sorry. April Fools, right? I'm such a dingleberry. Today's April Fools. Oh, I don't even want to tell you the joke that Justin played on us last night. So it was 12 o'clock, and um, I don't even think I can say it. Yeah, he's going to get really mad. Yeah, I won't even say it. But it was like he said a certain joke, and we were all like, I totally forgot that it was like April 1st. And he was saying that, and it wasn't even really a joke. It was like a comment, like a statement, and then something that like we should like be a little concerned about. And I was like, oh my god, you know. So that was a great way to start the April 1st, right? Looks like it's almost becoming overextended once again for Tesla. Try to give it maybe a little bit more time for it to find a support around the EMA line. We can kind of go from there. We gotta totally forget about it, lol. Right? I know. Who thinks about April 1st? It's like, come on, Jess. We're not teenagers anymore. Diaz has ruined me. We've talked about natural gas and how it's been pushing up, right? So, I mean, the direction was very clear, what we were looking for and what we were waiting for. So, risk management might be something that you might want to refine and work on a little bit more, because it was very clear that this thing was uptrending. We pointed it out multiple times. I'm not yet, Diaz, but and trust me, it sucks. I mean, we've all been there though. That's one thing that I do want you to understand. Bag holding is something that like you learn from experience. Unfortunately, like we talk about it all the time, but sometimes unfortunately, like it has to happen to you. It doesn't have to happen to you, but to majority of people, like you'll learn from that and why it's so important to manage your risk every single time. Going to school in 56 minutes. Then we must close out this stream. I just saw your question right here, Simon. I'm actually not too sure. To my understanding, you're not allowed to open a TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade account. I thought it was only people from Northern America. Just call them. I'm sure that they have a phone number, or email them and ask them based off of where you're at. I think that you can open a simulation trading account, but I don't think that you can open a real account. So I would still call them just to confirm. Yeah, so everything is already thought about and planned, right? I like that. Yeah, you can. You can. So Ismail is like a perfect example, and I helped him out with that. He opened up a simulation trading account as he was going through the Learn Plan Profit course. Ismail is one of the guys that works with us at TechBuds, and he got paper trading, and then we called TD Ameritrade and had them subscribe into real-time quotes, and it was free. Alrighty. Okay, Danson. Alrighty. So we got Tesla again, just kind of consolidating around this general area. We got natural gas. Well, what do you guys think about natural gas now? It almost looks again like a peak formation, but look at that MACD. I'm excited. I don't know how you guys feel. Let's check this out. So if Diaz were to begin to reverse, right? Let's say we wait for the middle VWAP and then it pushes right back up to, That's 4%. That's huge. That's like almost half of my weekly goal. So this could be a really decent one to maybe keep an eye on. Obviously, it would have to go out and I would have to trade it perfectly, which most likely won't happen. But as it pushes up, it offers a 4% margin. But what does that mean? Why is that something that's exciting? I can make a lot more than 4% day trading something that offers a 4% margin. How? Every time that it pushes up, it's most likely going to pull back, right? And it's going to become overextended. So I can, buy the dip, sell the peak. And then as it begins to pull back, I'll buy the dip, sell the peak, right? And then it builds like larger margins along the way. Again, it's a little bit more scalping, a little bit riskier, but you can definitely make up that 4%. So I think that margin is decent. There we're beginning to see a kind of change of direction almost. It's beginning to sell off and pull back a little bit more. Again, it might need more time, so please just give it time. And make sure that you feel comfortable and don't go all in and stuff like that. Wow, Bank of America is also pushing up. Let's see, let's talk about /GC. Huge sell-off, trying to find a support maybe at the middle VWAP. So that means that JNEG should have sold off a little bit. JDST should be up, so keep a close eye out on that. I like that. /NQ, almost beginning to downtrend. It was pushing up, now pushed down. Tesla pulled back down sub 282. So back down at support. So /NQ begins to sell off. I mean, it makes sense then why Tesla's selling off, and all the main ones, right? So just keep a close eye on this. So if /NQ, if you're trading anything that's like, influenced by that, especially with the NASDAQ future, just make sure that you keep a close eye on that. Were you able to trade on TD Ameritrade when you were? Yeah, I was still able to access my TD Ameritrade platform. But again, I'm registered within the United States. All right, here we go. Last one I'm going to break down, and then we'll call it a live stream for today. It's still downtrending, right? So it's having a green day. I would take it day by day until the overall confirmation and then kind of go from there. But yeah, as of right now, it looks like it's trying to do a change of direction. Overall margin is not bad, 1.5%. So just ask yourself, is that something that you think that it could cover? Or because the overall direction is not in your favor, is this thing going to make like lower highs and stuff like that? So just make sure that you're aware of that. You guys all cracked me up. You guys all know that everything should be in the ticker call out format, yet there's so little of you that take time to actually do it. So I just don't understand that. Like, it's not anything that's new. You guys all know that these it should be something that should be broken down every single time. So you guys cracked me up. I don't understand. Only 24 likes. It's okay. It's a private live stream. Only our team can see it. So April Fools. Yeah, I feel like you guys are like playing an April Fool's joke on me with these non-ticker call-outs. It takes time. Yeah, do you guys know? It's not for me to like, do you guys know why I ask you guys to post it in the ticker call-out format? Is it just because I'm super picky? I'm asking you guys. Do you guys know why I ask you to do it? To help us help you. Yeah, that's a pro of doing the ticker call out format. So you don't spoon feed us. Exactly. Like, I want you to know that, like, before I give you my 2 cents, you guys know that the last thing that I want to do is influence your decision to trade something. So as long as you're aware of that, like, I need you to take time out of your day. If you see value in something, then it should have been something that has been planned already. Not something based off of emotion or based off of an impulse. So with that understanding, like, I feel like if you go through that ticker call out format and you identify the support, the resistance, your entry, exit, stop loss, and all that stuff, at least you're already doing some form of due diligence that at least sets you apart from the average trader that loses 90% of people. So again, it's all about making sure that your actions are in response and in correlation to where you want to end up. If you want to be part of that 10%, then you need to make sure that your understanding of what it is that you're about to trade or invest in is worth it. So again, as long as you guys understand that it's not just me being like picky, and that I'm asking you guys to break it down for no apparent reason, I want you to know that there's a purpose for like these different things that I ask you to do. And I'm sorry that if it's annoyed, I just want to make sure that I'm not an influence on your decision to trade something that I'm just someone that, gives you my 2 cents, and that you can make sense of that, however it is that you might, but as long as you have, your initial decision. So I hope that that's cool. So will TD Ameritrade negotiate commissions pretty much for anyone? Of course. Just make sure you call them. It's worth a call. Sometimes they'll even give you free commissions. They'll give you like 20 free trades or something like that. I ask them all the time. If I had maybe a red day and I don't want to pay for my meal, then I'll call them and be like, hey, can I get 20 free trades? And like, yeah. And I save money, right? No, I look super cheap. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for your time. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be what drives your success. What's going on, Anthony? Welcome to the team. I'm really excited to announce the giveaway winner today. I hope that you guys are looking forward to that. I hope I earned your thumbs up if you guys want to. If not, I totally understand. It's a private video anyways. You guys can feel free to dislike it. It's up to you. Whatever makes you happy. But I wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. The winner will be announced in our second video, and I will announce it like an hour ahead of time within the announcement sections and tag everyone so everyone's at least aware. And the video should be up and uploaded. So even if you missed the live stream, or if I upload the video, you can rewatch it and stuff like that. Alvin, what is going on? What's up? What's up? Will, TechBud Staycation. I like it. But thank you guys again. I wish you guys an amazing rest of your day. Be selective, lock in profits, say more no than you do yes. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy.